So what is the last slasher movie you watched?
What's the last slasher movie I watched? It depends, I guess, on how, because I haven't watched a lot of classic slasher movies. Yeah. I've been, like, lately, my daughter we've been watching all the Samara Weaving stuff.
Okay.
So, what was the one? There was one recently with a child vampire.
I watched that one too.
Which was excellent.
Which was excellent. It's like a Let the Right One In, but she's just obviously a ballerina. Oh
yes.
Shoot, what was that one called? I love that movie.
And then there was the Babysitter movies, which I gotta say, I think I mentioned this to you before. But there's
a satanic
cult.
If
anybody who's like 30 plus and thinks that that's like a teenage girl movie and they're too cool for it, no, watch those movies. Those are friggin' hilarious.
Yeah, it's a Jennifer's Body.
Great.
It's a Jennifer's Body in reverse, right? Where you're like
done well.
I like Jennifer's Body. I love Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body. I just didn't like the movie Jennifer's Body.
No, I like Jennifer's Body because it was like it's an allegory, right? Like the whole thing is it's just like Ginger Snaps, right? They're these allegory movies.
And then there was another one. I think I'm joining the Samara Weaving fan club. I think that's what I'm doing right now. There's another one called Ready or Not.
Yeah. Ready or Not. They're making Ready or Not 2. They just announced it.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're making Ready or Not 2. There's like a renaissance in those movies where a lot of them are about like a strong like feminist message or like Ginger Snaps and Jennifer's Body are about like transitioning in your life like into
But in terms of a straight slasher movie, I don't actually remember the last time I watched just a straight slasher movie.
Well, mine was
I'm lying. We've been watching the Scream movies, which are not a straight slasher movie. Like, they're definitely convoluted and take a winding path, but they're slasher movies.
Yeah, if the original one, especially the slasher movie.
So Ghostface would be my most recent slasher movie.
Mine was In a Violent Nature, which I recommended you guys watch, which it does that same subversion thing where it takes the slasher movie premise and it makes it so that the entire film is from the POV of the killer. Which is really interesting because, like, what you're normally seeing in a slasher film is you're seeing the ramifications of the slasher's actions on like the normal people and how they're reacting. What's great is you're seeing just the walking, right? And like these silent moments of like the implacable killer moving around. And then these screaming teenagers kind of arriving with their plans half-baked. So it's very good.
So it's the horror movie version of Hardcore Henry.
A bit. Yeah. Because you're seeing the outcomes, but you're not necessarily seeing how they get there. And so it's fun to watch because at one point the POV shifts, and I won't spoil the ending, but it shifts because the plan of action happens.
Right.
And like something changes. And so the character POV all of a sudden shifts. And it's just really well done. It's like it's like a Shudder movie. So it's kind of low budget, but cool. I loved it. And then, I mean, other slasher movies I think that did that really well recently are things like It Follows, where you never see the monster.
No.
Right. But it's still a slasher mechanic where like there's something hunting you basically. And it's passed on and on. And like all great slasher movies, they're all allegorical to like, to youth basically moving through time and
so
as you grow up.
It suddenly occurs to me until my daughter came into the
sexual
picture.
Dynamics and stuff like that. Yeah.
Until my daughter came into the picture and started driving me watching slasher movies. Was the last slasher movie I watched Tripper?
One of the finest movies where Ronald Reagan hunts hippies through the woods.
I got to go watch Tripper again.
We both own Tripper on DVD.
Oh, totally. Yeah, how do you not own
DVD, it? Yeah. Is that the one?
There aren't people out there who don't own it, are there?
My favorite thing with Tripper is the part where Jason Mewes is driving a van and just goes, "I love violence!" Just out of nowhere.
So good.
It's such a great movie. Jason Mewes, obviously, being in a slasher movie, elevates it to a certain amount. Just like in, what was the other one we liked? Feast.
Yes.
Feast was another tremendous one. So, hey, everybody. Now that we've talked about some of the movies we've been watching.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're talking about Don't Look Back, the new edition.
Oh, it's a game. We're playing a game.
We're playing a game today. Happy Halloween. It's Spooktober, so we're doing some spookums. And this was a perfect time for us to come back to the ultimate tabletop horror experience, now in hardcover. This is by Matt Burns and Blackside Studio, and was one of my favorite games of the last 5 years because it is, in essence, it's a lot like what I did with the zombie genre with Last Days. This is taking the slasher genre and giving you a great multiplayer, you against the game, procedurally generated experience, or bespoke experience. And this new edition, the big hardcover, if you haven't watched the GMG review, what it does is it ratifies and brings together all the original expansions, but it also adds a lot of new things like the ability to use a director, which is like a DM to write and create episodic adventures, new killers, how to create your own characters, just more crunch to the experience so that you can craft your own sort of like horror movie if you want, as opposed to just sort of entertaining theirs. Now, there's also an incredible collection of VHS tapes you can get from Blacksite, which are various adventures you can have in the Northwoods, the fictional town that we're living in of Northwood. and all of the weird killers and going on.
And they're so cool, right? Because they're very bite sized.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I think each of the ones I have is no more than like 4 miniatures in it, like a scenario. Like it's you get it, you play it, you move on to the next one. It's fun.
You get a killer, you
It's
get some
popcorn.
accessories. It's a popcorn game, exactly. And it's a fantastic game to do with a friend or a group of friends around the table. Typically, it's for 4 players. There are rules for taking up to 6 players in here too. And because no one plays the killer and it's you against the game, this is a great, you were just talking about this is a great introduction to tabletop miniature gaming for non-miniature gamers. Like you were talking about how Zoe would love something
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
funny. I don't have the newer version of the game. So the old the box game, the rule book's like 16 pages long. And one of the things I mentioned, I was talking to somebody about it last night, is it's that perfect blend of it's a very simple game, but there's enough mechanics to support what you want a slasher movie game to feel like.
Yeah.
That it genuinely feels like that. Like it doesn't feel like some generic rules in this setting. It feels like it's built for purpose for this, and it does it really well, but without being overly complicated.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to try and focus this Let's Play on what's different about this. If you want to watch the mechanics of the game, you can go back and watch the original Let's Play because it's mechanically the same. It's a D20 based game. You have target numbers you're trying to roll on, and you're basically trying not to die of either physical damage or fright. These are the 2 things that you're trying to survive.
Aren't you worried people are going to turn on you if you say it's a mechanically identical D20 based game? Like, aren't you?
To the original version of Don't Look Back. We're going to try and focus on the new features like character creation. So we're going to create a couple of intrepid characters to accompany some of the pre-generated characters you can have in the game, as well as proceed to generating a cool killer out of this book too. So we'll show you the table. We'll show you our heroes, and we'll get this underway. All right, so we are set up to play some Don't Look Back. Now, to feature cool new things in this book, we've created some characters for me to use. Jay is going to be using his own character, and we're going to
This is the ultimate metaphor, right? Because you've got all the new stuff over there, and I'm just the broken old man over here.
I mean, look, art imitates life sometimes, Jay. Art imitates life. That's all I'm going to say.
Just lean all the way into it.
I'm using my 2 favorite paranormal adventurers. We've got Skulder and Mully, and I've used the archetypes to create these characters. So Skulder, there with his Glock, which he will immediately lose if you know anything about Skulder. Every time they move, that noise happens. So he's a leader. He has, when you make a character, you have 2 things you can do. You can customize 2 different things. So the first one is usually like an and or. So for the leader archetype, you can customize a supply or a weapon, so he gets like an equipment piece, and then either an academic, combat, or leadership ability. So for Skulder, I've decided to pick a weapon. So he's got a pistol that, again, he will immediately lose. And that's his first item. And then his second thing is going to be a leadership ability. I considered giving him an academic ability, but considering his
That guy is dumb, man.
Look, he's not dumb.
That guy's the original conspiracy theorist. You don't give him academic skills.
He's a conspiracy theorist back from when conspiracy theories were kind of cool still and not living out in our actual reality. I'm giving him centered. This character ignores the first point of terror it would gain each turn. And the reason I'm doing that one is Skulder is so obsessed with getting to punch a ghost that he is not even remotely worried about the
Dude is just too stupid to be scared. Just say it. Just say it.
His oppositional defiance disorder kicks in and he's just looking for ghosts and aliens to punch, and or his sister Samantha. And then we got Mully. She's an academic, because I don't know if you know this, but Mully's a medical doctor. She'll tell everybody that she's a medical doctor. She's also an FBI agent. She's got a customizable ability between an academic or a mystical ability, and then an academic or a supply. So I took a supply, which is first aid. So she has a first aid kit. As a quick action, discard this item to remove D10 wounds from a character or a character in contact. So because she's a medical doctor, we gave her that one. And then I gave her an academic ability where she actually reads the dossier before they leave the place, as opposed to just watching Bigfoot videos or when bees attack. And because of that, she has local knowledge. When we create our killer, what happens is we will have an additional trait and we'll discard 1. So we can draw an additional random trait basically and get rid of 1. So she knows a little bit about the area and can get rid of it. Jay decided to pick a couple of other characters. So
I gotta go OG.
Yeah.
So I took some from the starter box. So I'm playing with Ranger Sandy, who I love. My only regret is that the miniature doesn't look more like Margot Martindale from Cocaine Bear, because that would be perfect.
The greatest ranger.
So Ranger Sandy starts off with a service pistol, which unlike Skulder, she will not lose.
No, she's not going to lose her gun immediately.
And her special ability is rad because it is stay behind me. So as a free action, she can basically call the killer out to come fight her.
Yep. And all three of these first characters are adults, which means they can't use the 7 minutes and have an action.
Correct.
And it would be creepy if they did.
Yes, which apparently makes my character choice odd. I should have picked another teen. So my second character is Alice Grace, who is a teen. She's the cheerleader. So her special abilities are one that she can, as a quick action, encourage others. And she gets that as an additional quick action. And the real reason I picked her is because she has a megaphone and can be very loud. And that extends both the range and the efficacy of her rah-rah ability to encourage others.
Perfect. So between these characters now, we have lots of ability to shoot guns, heal, and also get like actions and skills done. So now we got to generate our plot. We've already picked our location, our setting. We decided to go with the woods, and that means we get fun additional advanced rules if we want to use them in the woodlands. Any type of table is perfect for this, basically just like a campground. So we're somewhere near an abandoned ranger station that Sandy knows a bunch about. But we have to see what our plot's going to be. So roll me a d10, and we'll actually see what the plot for this.
So our d10 roll is an 8.
So in this one, for number 8, our plot is the other side of the veil. Maybe Stella isn't crazy after all. Special setup for this plot: the players use result 5 for character starting location in step 4. So when we roll, we automatically are in number 5.
Okay.
And we add 1 to whatever the turn limit generally is. Points of interest: place 1 point of interest token 2 inches from the outer corner of every table section. These represent clues on how to cross back through the veil. So we're somewhere trapped in time. We're in a real Bermuda Triangle.
2 inches from the outer corner?
Outer corners, that's right.
Okay.
So the corners, basically wherever place we've driven into, we're trying to get out of. Yep.
The Appalachian Triangle.
The Appalachian Triangle, that's right, yeah. The Moonshine Triangle, if you will. So all 4 corners have one of these now. So the special rules are searching for the way. When a character is in contact with a point of interest, successfully uses the investigation action, roll a d10. Add +2 to the roll if the character has an awareness value of 13+. If the result is a 9+, the characters find the way back to the main trail. Remove any points of interest from the table and scatter a point of interest token 2d10 from the center of the table. This is the crossing point where the characters cross back. So basically, we're going to be able to, once one of these has been investigated, we're going to have a random place on the board become the door out. I'm hoping it's the porta potty, to be honest with you, that we have to somehow go. It's a real like hot tub time machine, except it's a porta.
Heimdall, help us!
That's right, yeah. If the characters investigate the final point of interest token and fail, instead of removing the token, move it d5 times 1 inches or +1 inches in a random direction, and this token stops if you hit the table. So basically, the last one becomes it. This way they come. The killer has not been placed on the table before the start of the killer phase of the 3rd turn. Placed it automatically using its MO. And then the shifting veil at the start of every fright phase, if the crossing is on the table, move it d5 -1 inches in a random direction. So the door keeps moving around. The portal keeps moving around, basically. Are we in sliders? This might be a sliders sitch. Have we slidered? Have we slidered into another place? Which one of us can be Jerry O'Connell?
Are we sliders or am I quantum leaping? What's happening here?
I think we're slidering because there's a doorway. So I think we're definitely doing a sliders thing. So Skulder might become Jerry O'Connell. This is, imagine like Scully she goes through a door when she comes out. David Duchovny's just become Jerry O'Connell and she's like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah,
this is fine.
Feels like an upgrade.
This feels okay. Yeah, I feel like, can we just stay? Like, do we have to go back? I don't want to go back. I don't feel like I want
this universe now.
Yeah, let's just live here forever. The objective is, once the crossing's been placed, at least 2 characters need to end their turn in contact with the crossing before the end of the plot. When a character ends their turn in contact with it, you leave. So you go through the portal.
Yeah.
And Dr. Arturo yells, "Time to go!" in his best, tree man voice. That is, by the way, that's the guy who played Gimli also played.
John Rhys-Davies?
John Rhys-Davies played the guy in Sliders. So we're in our setting. Place fright tokens. Roll me a d10.
Sure will. That is 7.
7. So that's going to be a 4. Place 1 fright token in the center of each table section. So we're going to start with 4 fright tokens,
2.
which are going to be these fun little eyes. So they're 9 by 9.
Oh, we left one on the table, so that worked out perfect.
Convenient. So 9 by 9 because they're in the middle of each board section. Their ride apparently just has one, this Humvee. We do have 2 light tokens on the table already because all the cars start with a light token in front of them, which will be handy. And then character starting locations automatically 5. Place all 4 characters within 2 of the center of the table. So all 4 of our characters basically have to be in contact with the building, and we'll be ready to roll. We've been searching this haunted place. Type of killer. All right. We've got in this section, players roll a d20 and see what type of killer they must face during this thing. So roll me another d20.
So that is a 16.
A 16. That's going to give us, use the Lakeshore Killer from page 139. This killer becomes engaged when it regroups. So it never regroups and hops around. It just keeps getting scarier. All right, let's talk about the Lakeshore Killer. So the Lakeshore Killer is like kind of a hobo with a shotgun type. This killer was first seen in the 1980s. The Lakeshore Killer has been menacing folks along the coast for a number of years. Here, we'll just put him right on camera here. Police believe that him to be Wayne Bryant, a big game hunter from the south who first came to this area to hunt the various beasts and creatures that roam the North Woods. Since then, he seems hacky to track down and hunt anyone or anything that ventures out of the park. He seems to be the biggest thrill hunting lycanthropes and park rangers. Oh no, he's after Sandy.
Sorry, Sandy.
He's after Sandy. So his MO is just out of sight. His visage is mundane. His traits are armed and dangerous and whispers, but we can force him with Scully's knowledge when he arrives to discard one of those and flip a new one. And then optional special rule, which were used. This killer adds 6 to the range of its ranged attacks because he's got a hunting rifle.
Oof.
Oh no, we're being hunted by the most dangerous prey of all, the Lakeshore Killer.
I don't want to be that baby.
All right, well, here's our Lakeshore Killer. Looks an awful lot like Ellis from Left 4 Dead. So he's gonna be the one that we're after.
Around here.
That's right. Yeah, he's got real. I'm not happy in my mechanics job energy. So we're on to our setup. So let's start our first turn. So we have to see how many rounds this lasts actually before we do anything else, and then we can start our first turn. So plot length. Roll me another d10.
D10 it is. That is a 7.
That will be a 14 turns, and then roll a d10. On a 1 to 5, it ends. On a 6 to 10, at least one character must survive to the end of the last plot. That's it.
So we got 14 turns.
We're from dusk until dawn. Yeah, we have all of nighttime. Sorry, and then the last one is, how does the killer appear? So roll me another d10.
4.
4 is going to be a new nightmare. The killer comes in normally, but each time the killer is placed on the table, add 1 fright token to the center of the table. So it's a new nightmare. He basically is living in this cabin in the woods and keeps coming back over and over again to haunt our dreams. So why don't you put your 2 characters down in contact with the table, and I'll put mine down.
Yeah, so we're just hugging the building, basically, right?
Ellis, the Lakeshore Killer, will just be in contact with the building. Mulder's going to be just taking a dump, so he'll be hanging out.
Useless idiot.
Hanging out right here. Yeah, just next to the porta potty, being like, Scully, what are you doing? Sorry, Molly, what are you doing? And Molly is investigating this building, trying to figure out.
She's changing into her scrubs because we're not sure if she's a doctor.
Because she's a medical doctor. That's right. She is a medical doctor. All right, we are into the first turn now, and that means we got to roll for jump scare. So if you've never played this game before, there's basically 4 phases you're going to cycle through. There's the fright phase where all of our fright tokens may activate, and these represent like the weird sounds we're hearing as we're wandering around. One of them eventually turns into the killer. The next phase after that is the killer phase. If the killer's on the table, it will then activate. Then the character phase where all the characters get to go. And then we check to see if we're winning or not at the end phase. So on the first turn, it's an escalating chance that the fright tokens activate. So we roll a d10. If we roll a 10, it happens. We roll a 9, we're safe. It means we started going investigating. So now there's 4 fright tokens here. Does anyone have an awareness of 13 plus?
No, I've got 12 and 11.
Okay, I have an 11 on my bookworm, and my leader is 10. So we are not a smart bunch, but it means we do need to go and try and check these tokens, at least just to eliminate them to find where the final one is. My recommendation playing through this is I think we're better off trying to have one of these 2 tokens near the light sources be where the portal is. So let's go eliminate the far ones and team up. Because if we break up the party, the killer's going to probably just jump on us and murder us.
What are you basing that on? I've never seen that happen in a horror
Having played
movie.
this game before. Now, defining our terrain, jump scares are another thing that get activated here. Whenever you move within 2 inches of a piece of area terrain you didn't start the turn next to, you have to roll to see if something jumps out of the shadows. For the purposes of this, we're going to define area terrain as anything you could hide inside of. So a clump of woods, a car, or a building, but like little things like this pile of pallets, the killer's not climbing out of that, so we're fine. So Mulder's going to emerge. We're going to go to the character phase. Mulder's going to emerge from the port and take 2 actions. You can either take 2 quick actions, like moving, or you can take a quick action and a long action, which would be like a more complicated thing, like investigating and shooting. If you activate within 2 inches of a fright token, you're going to gain some terror. Now, he has a terror stat of 4, which means if he takes 8 terror stat, he's going to die. And as soon as he gets over 4, he starts getting penalties to all of his actions because he's freaking out, man. He's got a combat of 8, an awareness of 10, and 1 luck point he can use to reroll and heal himself and do things. On the flip side, the Mulder, or sorry, the Mully, I can't remember what my puns are here. She has a move of 3, a combat of 8, an awareness of 11, 4 terror, and 2 luck points, but only 9 wounds. So she's a little bit slower than he is. So we're gonna start with Skelder. And I'm just gonna call him Mulder. What the hell? I'm gonna go 4. Who's gonna sue me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
Vince
think
Gilligan's not coming after me.
I don't want to hurt your self-esteem, but I don't think a bunch of Fox executives are watching this.
I mean, maybe. Now, the one thing that can happen is you can trip sometimes. So if I move again, which I will do, I'm gonna try and stay outside of 2 of this fear token. So yeah, so I don't gain any terror next turn. Actually, he's right. He ignores the first terror he gets every turn. So what the hell do I care? Because he's oppositionally defined. He doesn't believe in whatever that is. He only believes in aliens. If I roll under my current terror, I could trip and fall, but I'm not going to have to worry about that because I have 0 terror.
Yeah, turn 1, everybody's 0 terror.
Well, I actually ignored the one I would have immediately received from coming within range of that. So then it is, if you want to go, you can go. We can go in any order we want, but I'm going to try and clear this token over here. So that's the direction I'm heading. So who do you want to activate?
Yeah, so I'm going to activate Alice.
Okay.
So Alice is going to move 5. She's reasonably quick.
You got the cool, don't look back.
I do. I am nothing if not cool. And then Alice is going to move 5 again. So same thing. She doesn't have to roll to trip.
Yep.
However, she's going to beeline for the opposite one.
Okay.
And so far, so good.
All right, I'm going to go with Scully. She's going to go 3 with her first move, and then 3 with her second move, and just support old Mulder here. And that's up to you then for Ranger Sandy.
Yeah, so Ranger Sandy, we're also going to go move. So she's going to be
4 and 4. Beforehand.
Yeah, I can't be near the buildings.
No.
Not today.
Jay came in today with a completely jacked up hand, which is why he's not doing anything except for rolling dice.
That's why I can't play any games with larger miniatures. I'm not physically strong enough to lift them
That's
anymore.
right. Hand got smashed in a dumpster. All right, so that's going to end turn 1. So we go to 13 turns remaining. And we now will restart. It's the end phase. No one's won. Nothing moves. And we start from scratch. So we start right back at the beginning with a fright phase. So now we roll, I think it's on an 8+.
I think your chart's different from mine because mine's 6+.
Here's a 6+ right now. Let's double check.
Because it goes up right away.
Because you're quick looking at the old sheet. I'm quick looking at the new sheets here. It is on a, no, it's still 6+. So it's 6+, 5+, 4+, 3+. So I think it's the same as yours, yeah?
That is the same.
Okay, yeah. So 6+, do we get anything? We sure do.
Yeah.
All right, so we
It's game time, it's pain time, son.
We're gonna activate these fright tokens. This is happening. Woo! Roll me d10 for, the first one is gonna be the farthest one from any of the characters.
So it's going to be one of those 2.
I think it's this one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, fright
those.
tokens.
Yeah. So for the Humvee, it is 7.
7 is going to be, what was that? Move this fright token 6 inches towards the closest character, which is going to be towards Skelly. So it's gonna head over here. So it goes, so something's following her.
So our next closest fright token, or furthest fright token, is going to be the car. 10.
Uh-oh, it's here. Replace this fright token with the killer model. Oh no, here comes Alice. He was in the car. If the killer's already in the table, check to see if it's regrouping or engaged. It's not already in the table.
I really can't
just
be near
arrives.
any
Yeah,
of the
I'll get it. Yeah,
fucking
just put it on top. You're fine. You're fine. Just immediately arrives with his shotgun. He's like, "What are you guys doing next to my cabin?" So this is our mundane killer. He's just a man trapped in time in his murder cabin. We still roll for the rest of them though. So roll for the one that's next to you.
Yeah. That one next to Ranger Sandy is going to be a 9.
9. So replace this token with the killer model. If the killer's already on the table, check to see if it becomes regrouping or engaged. So he's automatically engaged because you can't roll less than his tokens right now. because he has no wounds on him, which means he gains a level of Enraged. Enraged is very bad for us. It means he adds 3 to his critical hit range. He's going to critically hit on a 1 to 4.
And does that? Oh, sorry.
And he gets +2 to his damage if he critically hits.
And does that stay after that, or does that go?
That goes away.
Okay.
And then we roll for the last one.
6.
6 is going to be a what was that? So it moves directly towards the closest model. So it's just going to end under Mulder, basically. Just be underneath him. So that's the fright phase done. We don't place any additional tokens because there's still some on the table. And now we would go through basically generating more if there wasn't any. We have some arriving sections B and C. So like this table quarter and this table quarter would generate one if there wasn't on the table. And then we go into the killer phase. Well, the killer's on the table, so we check his location. When nobody's looking, if there's nobody inside awareness or line of sight or contact, he'll disappear. So is anybody looking at him? Because my guys are both looking.
Yeah, my guys are both going this way. No, and
Okay.
I'm outside of awareness too.
So then if the killer's currently on the table, but no one's in character line of sight, the killer will reemerge. Immediately remove the killer from the table and place it using its MO. So we know its MO is going to be, because he's the Lakeshore killer, mundane. Sorry, his aspect is mundane. His MO is stalking. And then he had traits of, because I didn't pull the cards out here. His traits were, I have a gun and I kill you.
You want to use one of those as a bookmark?
No, it actually has a little silk bookmark.
Oh.
It's armed and dangerous and whispers. So armed, dangerous, and whispers. So now what we can do is we can get rid of one of these and force him to deal a new one. So I would say we just get rid of armed and dangerous. Get rid of his gun.
Yeah.
So when a character takes wounds from their attack, they gain bleeding. I would love to have that not be the case.
I took that from the cabin when we were in
That's
there.
right. So we will deal out a new random trait to replace that. Now this is because of Scully reading the dossier and being like, maybe they were in the
He's
cabin.
got a 30-06 in there. Get it before he shows
Well,
up.
they're in the cabin. They stole all his ammunition. So we're going to deal out a new one, and it's going to be Tireless. The first time this character selects a target using its MO, it will stick on that target until that target's dead. And then he ignores the distract action and supporting characters on a roll of 9+. So basically, he's very Wolf Creaky. Once he picks somebody to kill, he's going to kill them. So now he disappears and he goes to his MO. So place this character 6 inches away and out of line of sight of the character with the lowest current movement value. In the case of a tie, the players can choose. So I'm 3 on Scully.
Oh, you win.
Okay.
I mean, air quotes win.
So he's both enraged and also going to be showing within 6 and line of sight. Oh, sorry, out of line of sight. So he just basically pops over here behind the door of his cabin. He sneaks around behind us and shows up enraged behind here. When this killer moves, it will move towards and target the character with the lowest movement value. So it's after Scully.
Forever.
In the case, it's basically until she's dead. And because of Tireless, it's going to be forever. Yeah, well, that's not great. Mulder, you need to do something about this, buddy. This is not what you want at all. And now he activates. So he's going to roll D10 and go 9 inches towards Scully. So 3 to here, 3 to here, and then 3 into contact. Uh-oh, surprise! And then make his first attack. So when he's driven off, you replace him with a fright token. His special actions are fueled by rage. When a supporting character falls victim, remove 3 wounds. He eats people.
Is he driven off? Wasn't that one of the scenario rules? Is that this time he just stays?
No, we can still drive him off, but he comes
okay.
back every turn. Basically, he's coming back until we leave.
Fair enough.
And then mundane, he's affected by terrain rules, so he is slowed down by terrain. So normally he would just beeline across terrain. First attack's a firearm. This attack targets the closest character or supporting character within 12 inches. This attack can be used while this character is in contact. In the case of the tie, the players then choose the target. So combat 12 does 3 wounds and a point of terror. So let's see if he hits me. Why don't you roll, because it's my character.
Sure. He misses.
With a
I got
17, he sure does. And then second one is Strangle. This attack targets the character in contact with the killer with the most points of terror. In the case of a tie, the players can choose. Combat 15 does 2 wounds and a point of terror. The target of this attack may only take a single quick action or long action next turn. He grabs me.
So I got a 10.
Oh no,
it's gonna be a
so
hit.
Scully's gonna take 2 wounds and a point of terror. No. because it grabbed her. And she's stuck with one action. So basically, she's now strangled. And this activation, she's only going to get a single action. Well, that's not great. She is really good at putting only Frohickey in a headlock, so we'll see if she can fight her way out of this. So that's a killer activation done. So now we're on to characters. I feel like you just stay on mission for now.
Oh yeah, I feel like the correct form here is you should go first with Scully.
With Scully. She's going to stumble away. She is going to make a move, 2 inches. The heck out of here.
Don't trip over those pallets, Scully.
Don't trip over those pallets. If she rolls, what is it, less than her terror? What is it? No, it's an awareness check. So on 11 or less, she's okay. She rolls a 3, she's fine. So she doesn't fall over. And then she's not going to take any free actions this turn. She's just going to stand there. Mulder, on the other hand, is going to ignore the first point of fear he takes from the fear token that he's on. And then he's going to move 4 inches back and pop up a shot with his gun and try and shoot as he immediately abandons Scully. Don't drop your gun, Mulder. So he is combat 10. On a 10 or less, he's going to
drop his gun.
Crack the pistol. That's a 14, so he misses. I have a luck point that I don't think I'm going to blow just yet. He will, however, use one of his ammunition. Only have 5 shots remaining. He just dropped his gun is what happened. And both my characters are done. So now it's over to you. And you get to try and stay on mission to head over to...
Yeah, so I'm going to activate Alice, who makes far more responsible decisions than your professional FBI agent.
Certainly does.
However, she is going to be hugging the corner of this building.
Okay, so it'll be a jump scare roll.
It's a jump scare roll for her.
Okay. So roll a d10 and see what happens.
Okay. Oh, there we
Did
go.
I steal all the d10s already? Perfect. Sounds like me.
That's a 7.
A 7 on the jump scare table. So this could be good for me. And this is why we stay on mission, because jump scares very often will lure people around. Strange Shadows. The character gains 2 points of character. In addition, turn the character to face in a random direction.
So 2 points of terror, you said?
Yep.
So 2 points of terror. And then I'm just going to use the pointy end of the d10. It's literally the same thing.
Perfect. And then you get to take your second action if you want.
So for my second action, I'm going to move again, but now I have terror.
So you might trip.
So
you move first and then might trip afterwards.
So I will take my move.
You need to go 4.
5 with her.
5 with her, that's right.
It's 4 with Ranger Sandy. And then I got to roll 3 or more.
You got it.
That is more than 3.
Yeah, so you're fine. So then you didn't roll under your terror, which means, actually it's a D10 for the trip tests, because you can never have more than 10 terror.
Fair enough.
You just die.
I'm still good. Sorry,
7, yeah.
my bad.
So you could take a desperate action if you want to, because you made 2 move actions, and attempt an awareness test at -10 to search the item, or the whatchamacallit.
You know, there's no reason I wouldn't at least.
No, roll for it. Roll D20.
So that means I need a 2 or less.
Okay.
Oh, almost.
Close.
Not
a
quite.
5. All right. So that was going to be, if you pass that, sorry, it's a awareness value. Oh no, it's if a character is in contact with a point, they can use investigate action. So you have to get in contact.
Oh, sorry.
Roll a d10. It's not like the other investigates. Add 2 of the roll if they have an awareness of 13 plus. If the result's a 9 plus, you find the way back.
Okay, so now I'm going to move Ranger Sandy, who's not quite as fast as Alice. She's also going to end up clipping that building.
Yep. So rolling a jump scare.
Yeah. So that's a 6.
I believe it's the exact same thing. You face a random direction and gain 2 terror.
So 2 terror. We'll do that first. Yoink. And,
Oh no, actually, it's tap on the shoulder.
oh, sorry.
Place the closest standing character within 6 of this character in contact with you.
Oh, so
The
Alice
moving
backs up
character
to
does
her
not
building.
generate a jump scare. If there's no characters or supporting characters within 6, resolve a lunge instead. So yeah, Alice just jumps back to you.
So she backs up.
Yeah.
And then I will take a second move. So I don't have any terror this time. So I'm just going to move.
And you're fine.
Yep.
So you don't trip. All right, well, that's the turn. So 12 turns remain now. End phase, we still haven't won. So now we have to roll again to see.
I like to think I'm winning.
I mean, we're a
I
little
feel
bit
good
winning.
about it, you know.
We got to roll d10 and see if we activate our jump scares. On a 3, I think we don't.
Nope.
It was a 4 plus, no, it was 5 plus this turn. So killer phase, the killer immediately moves back towards Scully, 10 inches, sure does.
Whoop.
And goes, well, I'm not done, I'm super not done strangling you. So let's do that now. So first his shotgun goes off. Why don't you roll that?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on a 12 or less. 10.
Yeah.
Oh, she takes 3 wounds and a point of terror. So she's at 5 wounds now.
And that's when the strangling started.
And the strangling begins. And it's on a 15 as well. Oh, hits 2 wounds and a point of terror, and I can only take a single action because I got strangled. Well, she is super hurting right now. Good thing she has a first aid kit. And I guess now we run away. So that was the creature phase. We did the fright phase, nothing moved. Now we got the bad guy phase, the killer phase. Now we're on to the characters. Did you want to just do yours first, and then I'll fight, or do you want me to fight first?
Whatever you'd prefer.
I'm going to fight first.
Fair enough.
All right, Skelly.
Do your business.
I need you to not die, so you're going to fall back. And you are going to make your awareness check. Now, because of whispers, you're at -2 to this. You roll a 20 and you fumble, so you trip and fall.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that's what happens when you fall back, isn't it? You trip if you fail the roll. I am falling back. I am trying not to trip.
I feel like she just ran into a pointy branch and died.
She definitely, I mean, it's entirely possible, yes. It is move, let me take a look, snapshot, concentrate, encourage, stumble away. Yeah, I become tripped. So I just become tripped, so I fell down. And that means I can't use my first aid kit. As a quick action, discard this item to remove, oh no, I don't even have a quick action.
It's not your turn, right?
Well, I'm just tripped. I just go backwards and trip and fall. All right, Mulder, I really need you to do something here, and that involves killing. So
You should have brought Doggett, man. Doggett would get you out.
I know, Doggett, dude, Doggett would put this guy in a headlock and just immediately arrest him. There'd be no, John Doggett didn't need any of what happened to him in the X-Files. He got drowned by Lucy Lawless. He got eaten by like a swamp fungus. He died so many times in that show. He saw the ghost of his son. I'm gonna concentrate to get +3 skill, and then I'm gonna shoot. So I'm gonna shoot on a 13 here with my pistol and see if we can hurt this guy. I do. So I do 2 damage to the killer. And this is the first damage he's taken. He can take 8 wounds. He's actually not that hard to drive off. And then that's my 2 actions. I can't do a desperate action. I guess I could do a desperate action, but I'd be at -10. And that means I would only hit on a 1 on a critical hit. So I'm not going to bother. So it's back over to you. What are you going to do there, investigating team?
So I'm going to start off by activating Alice. So for her first action, she's going to use the megaphone.
Okay.
And so as a free action, so an additional quick action, she is going to do rah rah, which means she's going to encourage Ranger Sandy.
Okay, so remember, Sandy she just needs to, I don't think she has to pass the awareness test. She just rolls the dice. You get a bonus if you have a higher awareness.
Yep.
But you don't actually need to make an awareness check to do the searching. You just walk over.
Oh.
You get +2 to the roll. It's just at a 9+. That's where the door is. So
I thought it was marginal.
Yeah, you won't need to do that. I don't think.
My bad. So I will not do that. So in that case, I'm going to change gears. I'm going to activate Ranger Sandy first.
Okay.
She is going to move to go onto the token. And now she is going to investigate the token.
Let's see what the token says.
So this I am rolling for?
Yeah, roll a d10.
Oh, D10?
Yeah, just a d10.
And I got an 8.
Oh, I think it needed to be a 9. So what happens if we fail is I believe it gets removed because it's not actually the spot. So that plot that's the woodland jump scare table. 8 is, if the result's 9+, the characters find the way back. That's it. So if the character investigated fails, remove the token. That's it. Just remove the token.
You know what? This is the
re-roll
moment
it.
where I'm going to use my luck.
All right, use a point of luck. So use a point of luck and re-roll.
There it is.
Got it. All right, so we found the token. If the result's a 9+, the characters found the way back to the main trail. Remove any remaining point of interest tokens from the table, and scatter a point of interest 2d10 from the center. So we'll use 2d10, and the red one will be the direction. Yeah, so we'll just do it near the middle here.
So it's going to be that way 8 inches?
8 inches.
So we're doing 8 from the chimney, basically?
Yeah, and it's this door.
Oh, it's the door, right. I forgot you got the
mystical door. Right, it must be where he slid through. So that's where the killer first appeared. That means that's where the slider door is going to be. Get him, slider door.
It makes sense.
This magical, mystical portal. Well then, we know the way back now. 2 characters just need to make it over here alive.
Yep.
Which is not super likely in the case of Skelly, but Mulder might make it back.
And I'm going to activate Alice. She hasn't gone yet.
She's going to start running?
Yep. So
Sign the
she is
stats.
going to move, and then she's going to move again, but she does have terror this time.
She has to go through the Oculus.
So she needs to roll 3 or more.
Okay. She's fine.
Yeah.
So she gets away from that. She doesn't trip and fall.
Bye, Ranger Sandy.
Bye, Ranger Sandy. It's been nice.
Thanks for all your help.
I mean, if I was her too, I would just immediately leave. I wouldn't want anything to do with these idiot FBI.
No, they don't know what they're doing.
They're shooting this random stranger. They've taken me to a dimension where, I don't know, Alec Baldwin is president. Like nothing great.
No one trusts the government.
That's right. Yeah.
The truth is in here.
The truth is out here, not there. So now it's going to be
I believe that's end of turn because everybody's gone, right?
Yeah, everybody's gone. So we're on to 11 turns remaining.
Now, I'm
2
sorry
turns
because
to
I
get
forget
away.
from the setup.
Yep.
Is it during this phase that thing starts moving around? Because it starts moving
So
around.
what happens is it moves D5 minus 5.
D5 minus
Shifting
1.
bail at the start of each fright phase. So yeah, start of every turn, it moves D5 minus 1 inches in a random direction.
Okay. So let's do that here.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1 inch.
Just
roughly.
shifting towards, shifting towards this. So just like creep slightly. And then we go to our fright phase. So now roll a D10, and I think it's a 3+ now? 4+.
We're turn 4?
Yeah.
So it's 4+.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
does. All right, so D10, so the one's furthest away first. And that
So
would
what do we
be
have left?
this one and this one are still here.
Okay, so which one are we doing first?
We'll do the one
one?
furthest.
That's a 4.
4. All right, so the woodland, sorry, not the woodland jump scare, the fright token table. That's going to be, what was that? Move this fright token 6 inches towards the closest character. So it's going to move 6 inches towards Scully.
She's just having a bad day.
She's not having a great day.
Like, honestly, she should have called in sick today.
Yeah.
Does she not know that? I mean, our first
Could you
she's a
imagine?
doctor. She should know better.
This is probably a weekend, and Mulder's just called her to boom, and like, Scully, we're gonna go to Appalachia. I've heard that there's a dinosaur there.
Have you seen the alien Mothman?
Yeah. I hear there's a Mothman, and there's a guy dressed like.
Why is Richard Gere trying to kill us?
And the second one's a 2. Richard Gere's trying to kill us. The 2 will be. Come on now. What's wrong with the lights? Flip all light tokens within 6, and then remove the token. So these ones don't flip. It's just this one because there's nothing within 6 of it. So we just remove the token. There's still one on the table, so we don't add any more. And it's on to the killer phase. All right, it's still after. So roll, see how far it moves. It's still after Scully.
5
It's 5 into Scully, and then clicks with a shotgun.
Click, boom.
Click, boom. What happens? 9's going to be a hit, so she's going to take another 3 wounds and a point of terror. So she's got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. She only has 9 total, so she is removed. Just absolutely murderified.
She's going to get long pigged.
Yeah, she's probably getting eaten. That's right, yeah. And then his second action is going to be strangled. There's no one in contact, so he can't do it because he does the melee action first.
I feel like that would be where he'd make a sad face. Like, you'd whack her with the shotgun, and then you'd like see him with his strangling cord, and you'd be like,
it's getting all Wolf Creek over here. It's not good. It's not what we want. So Scully's down, and the killer is gone, and now he's going to savor the kill because he took out a character.
right.
So what happens when you savor the kill is... Criticals engaged. Savor the moment. When a character falls victim to a character's damage, the killer is removed from the table to savor the moment and enjoy their kill and begin playing their next target. The killer will be placed on the table at the beginning of the next killer phase using its MO. So he gets removed now because he killed Scully. No, he's still enraged though. He's fueled by hate. And now it's on to the character phase. Now, when a character falls victim, characters gain 2 points of terror when a character falls victim within line of sight and awareness. So Mulder gains 1 because he actually didn't care that much about Scully.
We always knew that. You know what? We always knew that.
That's right, yeah. His
Mystery revealed.
his psychopathy came was like, what happened to Scully? Did she get mad at me? He just
Go back to the office and get a new Scully. That's all he cares about.
He's gonna go find a new Scully. So that's done, and we are into the character phase. So I'm just gonna go with Mulder. He's gonna walk his 4, and then he's gonna walk his 4 again. And he's gonna try not to fall down. Don't trip, Mulder. He doesn't. He's fine. And I didn't come within 2, so I don't have to make any jump scare tests. So we are on to you then. And
Yep.
You can start trying to exit through the sliders portal.
So I'm going to do Ranger Sandy first.
Yep.
She's going to head back over here. Now, she already got jump scared by this. Do we still roll for
You
it
do
again
every
time she
turn.
comes
Yeah,
in
you
too?
can roll every turn. So roll D10. And we're in the woodland jump scare table. 5 is going to be losing the trails. Move this character D5 inches in a random direction.
Okay, so I'm going to roll
Then
next.
resolve result 6.
Okay, so hold on one sec. So it's going to be that way 4.
Okay.
Okay, and then result 6.
And then tap on the shoulder, place the closest standing character within 6.
Oh!
So if she's within 6, only if she's within 6, otherwise she doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Okay. If she is?
Yeah.
Okay, then she comes back.
So she's in base to gun.
Yeah, goes back to base space. She's like, get back here, idiot. I'm going with the gun. You can just hear them bickering right now. And then you can do your second skill.
So her second skill is going to be she's going to investigate the house.
Try and search. So it makes
So
an awareness
she
test.
is awareness 11.
You might get an item card that's cool.
I will not get an item
13,
card.
that's
That's cool.
fail.
Okay.
And then you got Alice.
Yeah.
Alice can do something cool.
Alice does not want to continue hanging out with Ranger Sandy.
No, she's like, what do you want? What do you want, lady? No,
She's
no,
going to
thank
book
you.
it. So 5.
5 now.
And then she's going to double move.
She's gonna move again. Okay.
So she's going to go there, but
Well,
she's got to
the-
make her trip roll.
And she's gonna have to make a jump scare roll for that car.
Now, what does being in the light do for me with the jump scare? Isn't that a thing?
There will be different consequences of the light. Yes.
So I don't trip.
You don't, but
which is
then the
great.
jump scare roll, because the car is the thing generating the jump scare.
So for the jump scare, I got an 8.
Okay. An 8 is going to be Strange Shadows. The character gains 2 points of terror. In addition, turn this character to face a random direction.
So let's do our 2 points of terror, which is not great.
But you moved into a light, so you would have automatically lost 1.
Oh, so okay. So there we go. We're net +1. And then random direction
Yep.
is going to be like that.
Okay. And we're on the game started. We're on an even numbered turn because they flip off on odd number turns at the start of every turn phase, right? So
Right.
first turn they would have flipped off, second turn they're back on, third turn back off, fourth turn back on. So they are on right now, but we have to remember to flip the light tokens every monster phase, or killer phase rather. All right, so yeah, we're into the new turn. So end phase, we haven't left yet, which means everyone's still alive. And we need to now roll for the killer to arrive and our fright tokens. So first things first will be the fright tokens. On a 4, I think it does happen.
think we are
actually.
there
do.
now.
Yeah,
We're
we're
down
there
to
because
4.
this is turn 5 now. There's 10 turns left.
Turn 5 is 3+, yeah.
Yeah, and then the first one's gonna be on a 4. There's only one on the table. So what happens to Mulder with that 1 light token? That 1, fear token. What was that? Move this fright token 6 inches toward the character. If more than one character is closest, then so it just rips over to Mulder. It's a piece of Skelly's corpse. And that's
One
it.
of the good pieces, or you know what? Never mind. That's,
When
that's
fright
not
tokens
appropriate.
activate, there's only 1 fright token on the table. Do not roll on the fright token table. Sorry, if the killer is yet to be placed on the table, it just arrives.
Oh,
He arrives automatically. No, the killer's already arrived, so no, that doesn't actually happen. It's the killer phase because he's savoring the kill.
right.
He arrives separately. So if the killer is currently off the table, if it's returning from savor the kill, if this is the turn the killer's model is removed from the table because the savor the kill mark doesn't show up, return from that, he uses his MO. So a random character, he's going to arrive within 6 inches and not in line of sight. So roll us a d10, we'll reroll 10s. 1 to 3, it'll be Ranger Sandy,
Got it.
then 4 to 6, and then
It's Ranger Sandy.
so arrives within 6 inches and out of line of sight.
So that would probably be back corner there.
Back corner, sounds good. And then immediately moves his d10. Now he's mundane, which means he will, and also we flip all the light tokens at the end of
right.
your face. All the lights go out because they flicker. So he rolls d10. He has to go through doors and stuff. He doesn't
There's a
ignore
door
the walls.
right there, unfortunately.
He's gonna go 8, so he's gonna go into face to face with her. And then he's gonna immediately shotgun her with a critical.
Ah!
So that's gonna be 5 wounds and 2 points of terror.
Okay, so we got 2 points of terror.
It is becoming unlikely that we survive this in this mission.
And you said 5 wounds?
Yes.
That's too many wounds.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
And then he immediately tries to strangle her. And also crits because he's in range.
Oh my god.
And does another 4 wounds and 2 points of terror. What's her health?
1.
Oh no! No. Not great. Not great. He's definitely Wolf Creaking. He's Wolf Creaking so hard today.
Okay.
Well, that's now our activations. So what would we like to do first? I mean, she could just leave, I guess.
Okay. So I am going to activate. Oh, she's facing the wrong way.
So if you activate Alice,
Yeah.
she could encourage Sandy for her when she eventually backs away.
I think she. Oh, hold on a sec.
Okay.
Oh, it's not line of sight for encourage. Okay, perfect.
No. She's just shouting through a megaphone.
Okay. So yeah, sorry, that's what was throwing me. So I am going to activate Alice first.
Okay.
I'm going to start off by encouraging.
So you get a free concentrate, so you get +3 to your next skill test.
Yep. And then for my first quick action, sorry, Ranger Sandy, I hope you make it, but
Bye.
bye.
So moving.
And then,
All you have to do is end the turn in contact and you leave.
yeah, but,
Oh, jump scare. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Roll for
or does it
jump
not
scare.
count if she started within 2 inches of it?
No, it counts every turn.
Counts?
You just
Okay.
can't get 2 in the same
So
activation.
the jump scare is 7.
7, Strange Shadows, gain 2 points of character and face a random direction. So you get 2 points of terror, which means now you could fail your terror test. And trip.
Yes. And face in a random direction. So that's going to be.
Back towards the car.
way.
She like bumps into the door.
What is that? And
All right, roll
then
a 6+. See if you're gonna move again. Don't trip. No, she trips.
she's now going to use her point of luck.
Oh, yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Re-roll it.
Yeah!
She's laughing, so
So
leaves.
she'll. Whoop.
And escape.
Congratulations, last girl. I mean,
Final girl?
I guess we don't know for sure, but we know for sure.
All right, what you doing, Sandy?
Yeah. So Sandy has been encouraged.
Okay.
But yeah, combat is still a long action. Okay.
It is.
So
I mean, you can do a quick one. You do the quick action.
yeah, the quick action though is
Also, remember, you
Snapshot.
have 5 terror right now.
Oh.
It's -5.
yeah. So I am going to do that first.
Okay.
So I'm going to do. Yeah. So I'm going to do the quick action. So my combat is normally 15. It's currently 19
Why is that?
because she got encouraged.
Ooh, that's true, yeah. She's combat 15? Crazy. You will be -1.
me just make sure I'm
'cause
not
you're
getting this
1
wrong.
over your fear.
Yeah.
So be on a 14, goes to a 8. Yeah, it's 19, goes to a 18.
Yeah.
You can use your pistol too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Sorry, wasn't there another penalty I had?
No. Just your fear. Oh, no, your fear
Oh,
is
it's the
fine.
snapshot's -5. So the 18 goes to 13. So this is a 13. That's a miss.
You have luck. I think she has 2.
No, she already used it. She only has 1.
Oh, no, okay.
And it's quick action, so now I'm going to do it again. But
You
this
only have
time
1 action because you've been strangled.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you only have 1 action because
Right.
you've been strangled.
Okay.
So then,
We're going to turn Ranger Sandy to. She's not taking it in the back.
no. So we're gonna go with Mulder.
Ranger Sandy's going to face up to her fears like a man.
That's right. We're going to ignore the first point of terror because Mulder's a sociopath. And then he's going to walk over there. And then he's going to walk again and try and roll under his terror. And then, well, first I'll make a jump scare and then roll under my terror. So do I trip? I have 1 terror on me. Don't do it, Mulder. You'll be fine. You're fine. And then I roll for my jump scare because I'm in the woods. And I roll 5. Losing the trails, I go D5 inches in a random direction and then resolve roll number 6. So D5 inches is going to be 3 inches over here. So I'm like, what's in this fountain? What's going on over here? And then I result 6 is tap on the shoulder. I can't do tap on the shoulder, so
Nobody
it turns
does
into
6.
lunge. Place the killer in contact with me. He wanders off and saves you. If the killer is already in contact with a different character, place a new fright token in contact with the character rolling instead. So because you're already fighting me, a fright token appears over here in contact with me instead. What's going on in this fountain? Is there a fluke man in there? What's happening? I bet there's a fluke man in this fountain. All right. So Mulder's safe for now, and we're on to a new turn. So we're in the 9 turns remaining.
No, there aren't.
Probably not. No.
there aren't.
I think we're automatically having our fright tokens activate now.
Yep.
So starting with the furthest away one, this could save you because it could summon the killer away from you because you're so jacked up. So on a 4, a fright token is going to, what was that? Move this fright token 6 inches towards the nearest character. So it chases Mulder. And then we roll for the other one. And we roll a 10, place the killer, it's here. Replace it with the killer model. So he jumps over and fights Mulder.
Isn't this one of the ones where you get a different result if the killer's already on the table?
Nope, this is one of those
I
ones
think
where
this was the one where it generates.
if it's already on the table, check to see if it's regrouping and engaged. So now we have to see if it gets mad or not. It's always enraged, so it's double enraged now. So jump him over here. He's like, you can't leave. No one can leave. And now he's engaged at 2 levels. So 2 enraged tokens. That means he crits on a 1 to 7 now when he attacks me. And then there's still, these are the end of the killer's turn.
Oh, end of the killer's turn. Sorry, my bad.
So the killer attacks me, so go ahead and roll. Mulder's getting shot by the killer. So first the shotgun.
Oop, let's get those out of there.
It's on a 15.
That's a 15.
It's 15, so it just does 3 wounds and a point of terror. He ignores the first point of terror though, so he just takes 3 wounds.
And then the strangulation begins.
Strangulation begins. That will do it and be a critical hit. So that's going to be 4 wounds and a point of terror. Scully, this guy's really strong, Scully. It's Mitch Pileggi. It's definitely, it's Skinner. Skinner just shows up and like starts
I've had enough of you two.
Just headbutts the crap.
Do you have any
out of
idea
him.
how much time I spend in HR talking about you two?
Yeah, do you know how much I drink because of the 2 of you? All right. And then the lights flip and it's character phase time.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You want to start with Mulder or end with Mulder?
I mean, all I can do is stumble away, right? Because I have 1 action and I have to get off the board potentially. So I'll try and stumble away. I'm about to die. I can't do 6 wounds to him. So we're just gonna get our butt kicked and try and get out of here. So I'm gonna fall back 2. I won't live, but I'll head over here. Ow. And then do I fall down? That's a test that I pass actually, because I've only got a awareness of 10. It's an awareness of 10. It's an awareness check.
Oh, it's the awareness check for this one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's not a trip and fall. It's just an awareness check. So I passed that. Even with the -2 for whispers, a 3 will still be good. And it's over to you. What are you doing with Sandy? Sandy, who is not feeling well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on me. I have 3 left.
Sandy has 1 left.
Okay. There's a very good chance we're not getting out of here alive. No. What are you doing, Sandy?
So Sandy is going to. It's not that one. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I thought it was that one, but it's.
Take a breath.
Take a breath is the one I'm looking for because it's not.
It's a long skill, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I was looking at, let me look.
Yep.
So we're going to remove 2 injury tokens.
Okay. And if you get into light, I think it's 3.
Yeah, except I can't make it quite that far.
But you can take a walk.
And then I am going to take a walk. So we're going to end up there.
Scully, I really wish I had your med kit. Why'd you have to die? So you're done moving?
I am done moving.
All right, so she's out of the cabin at least, heading towards the light. And did we flip these at the end of the killer phase? I don't think we did.
We did.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on a new turn. 8 turns remain.
So we always roll for fright tokens now.
And we always roll for fright tokens now, yep. So there's only 1 fright token on the table. It's next to the killer. So we'll roll a d10, see what happens. We get a 9, so it just turns into the killer again. And guess what? We roll to see if he's engaged.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be
I guess
great.
it doesn't matter because nobody on the table has more than a couple points left.
Well, exactly it. But he now crits on a +9. On a 1 to 10, he crits. He's so mad. He's so angry. And then because there's no tokens on the table, 2 more appear in the centers of B and C. So 1 next to the car and 1 over here. Well, things aren't looking great for Mulder. He's going to go D10, so just directly into Mulder, and then attack him. Sandy, it's all up to you.
So shotgun.
Shotgun. 19 misses.
That's a miss.
Oh my God, okay. And then strangulation. It hits me, so that's going to be
100 points of damage.
100 points of damage. It's going to be 4 wounds and 1 point of terror. Now, I do out. No, did I use my luck token? I did use my luck token, so I'm just down. Mulder's down. Skelter and Mully are down. It's up to you, man. You got to save the
race
day.
between Ranger Sandy and the killer.
Got to save the day. So he savors the kill, which means he's removed.
That's good.
And it's all you.
Okay, so Ranger Sandy's going to move.
Okay. Oh, sorry, and these flip.
Oh, right, yes.
Which is kind of good because it means they'll be on next turn.
And then Ranger Sandy's going to move again.
And try not to trip.
And try not to trip.
Okay. Roll 5+, you'll be okay.
Oh, right, because I was looking at the wrong card.
That's right. No! So she's tripped. Thump. All right, so you get a trip token. That means you have to get up next turn. Okay, 7 turns remain. Rolling for these fright tokens. So the first one over here is the furthest one away. It's going to be a 7. So a 7 for this token means it moves 6 inches towards you. Like meow. And then we remove all... Oh, that's it. No, that's only if they move afterwards. And then the other one is going to be a 4. What was that? It moves 6 inches towards you.
I don't like it.
On top of you, which means you're going to take another terror when you activate.
Okay.
All right. And then the killer does not arrive this turn. The killer's just not here.
And then do we drift the door now? I keep forgetting when we drift the door.
So, that's right. And this turn we drift the door as well. Yeah, it's going to go 4 inches this way. Like so. It would have drifted last turn too, actually. And then it's going to go another 4 inches this way. So it's right next to the car now. Boop. Those 2 drifts.
Okie doke.
It's all you, man.
Okay.
The killer did not arrive, which is lucky for us. But because of Savor the Kill, I think he automatically arrives.
Oh.
Savor the Kill. If the killer is currently off the table during the killer phase, return from Savor the Moment. If this is the turn after the killer's model was removed, because the killer savored the moment, immediately place the killer on the table using its placement rules and MO. So he arrives again, out of line of sight, within 6 inches. So I'm thinking he arrives over here. It's within 6 inches and out of line of sight. So he'd arrive behind the car.
That makes sense.
Hello. just showing up. And then he moves his D10. 5, he doesn't make it.
No.
He's just going to shoot the shotgun at you. He has to go around the terrain because he's mundane. So he ends up over here. And he takes
I'm pretty sure this is the whole game, because if he hits me with it, I'm dead.
If he doesn't,
misses
he
me
gets
with
through
it,
the door.
I have enough move to go through the door.
If he doesn't, he gets through the door. All right, so...
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammy. Does he hit you? You are slightly obscured, but you are tripped. And when he attacks a tripped model, he gets a bonus against you.
Of course he does.
Yeah, he also gets to add your terror, I believe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
So why do I feel like this is going to be misses on a 20?
I think he's gonna miss on a 20 is what's gonna happen here. So, a tripped model that is being attacked. For each point of terror that you have, you're +1 combat.
Yeah.
And then you're tripped as well, but it's not a melee attack, so it's not gonna work for that. So you have 4 terror on you. Yeah, he misses on 20. This is all gonna come down to does he roll 20. And he rolls a 15. So you're gonna take 2 points of damage. Sandy gets shotgunned on her way out the door.
No.
Oh, she's gonna live.
2 points. I'm glad I took that turn to
And
heal.
1 point of terror, that's it.
So
You got 1 left.
I got 1 left.
Oh my God. Well, this is it then. And then the lights flip. So you remove a point of terror when you activate, and then you gain a point of terror from, actually, sorry. This token disappears when the light flips.
Okay.
Because they die when they go into light. So you just get to shake off your trips.
Yeah. So I'm going to stand up, and then
Just leave.
peace out.
Oh my God. You got so lucky. That would have been a critical hit on a 10 or less, and it would have done an extra point of damage.
Yeah, because I only had the 1 left.
Oh
And if I
my
hadn't
God.
healed that 1 turn, yeah, that would have been it.
And that's it. So Ranger Sandy and Alice managed to escape. The 2 FBI agents apparently just remain in purgatory forever as they're hunted down by the Northwoods Killer, the Lakeshore Killer. So whatever this alternate version of Jerry O'Connell Mulder, and I'm gonna say like charisma.
He turned out
Scully.
to be Jerry O'Connell in what was it, Scream 2?
Yeah, it Screams 2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's the one with plantar sports all over his feet. Like where? Oh no, that was from Can't Hardly Wait. He's like make sure you wear flip flops in the shower. And there it is, procedurally generated. Our Let's Play for Don't Look Back, the Ultimate Edition, currently available from Blackside Studios. So there we go, a look at Don't Look Back, the new penultimate or Ultimate Edition by Matt Burns and Blackside Studio, which is available now. And I'll be honest, man, I highly recommend this game.
Yeah, that book is awesome. Like I was rolling in here like, no, I got my first edition. I'm good. Everything's good. And it is good. Like it is a great product. Mm-hmm. I want this so bad now. Like I need to just go order this now.
I think the biggest difference, and we were talking about this a bit offline as we were walking back here and setting up to like come do the post-game stuff, but like you could buy this book now and use literally any of the miniatures in the Blacksite collection or any of the miniatures you already have and just film a horror movie, You know what I mean? In the setting you want it to be in. Like, you could use 40K miniatures for this and have like a gene stealer hunting some guardsmen, or have like, you could do anything you want. Just use the archetypes to make your own characters, make your own villain.
If I can go a bit tangential, and I don't want to disappear all the way down like a 45-minute long rabbit hole that we have a tendency to get into. This is a new edition of an existing game that I completely understand why I would buy it, and I would feel good about spending the money on it.
Yeah.
And that's not a targeted dig at any other game that's gone through multiple editions or anything. It's just this game, as an existing customer who's spent money on the previous product, this is a thing that I would buy, feel good about it, and feel good about what I had bought in the past.
Exactly, because it's fully compatible with everything that already existed. It's the same core mechanics and rules. And what Matt's really changed here is he's added replayability. And it's a pretty light touch.
It's giving you more.
Yeah, it's just giving you more, but it's giving you more in a way that isn't like a bottle experience because it's procedurally generated and you can make your own characters and you can add, like, it's just giving you the tools to create your own experience on top of the pre-existing sort of prepackaged stuff that was already there. And I think from a design point of view, Matt did such a good job of not adding to like the core experience that already existed, but adding to the potential future experiences and just opening the on-ramp for people's existing collections to play it however they want, right?
And again, it feels like when you're playing it and you're rolling dice and you're flipping cards, it feels like exactly what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah. And you can just as easily reskin the game to Demon Host hunting an Inquisitor in 40K, or
Will.
And yeah, exactly. Or like if we wanted to do Fallout, having like a bunch of people trapped in a ghoul mansion, or you know what I mean, like having a Deathclaw hunting us in the Mojave.
Which alien movie would this not be the perfect movie?
Exactly. Alien Isolation this, and have like a bunch of the characters. Like it's funny because we have a bunch of the not movie characters from Blacksite for exactly that reason.
Yep.
And that way you can have your homicide life on the streets experience that you've always wanted to have, except an alien.
Get in there, Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah, it's funny because we were looking through the Black Site Studio miniatures originally. Jay just looked at that one pack and went like, I didn't own a Yaphet Kotto miniature, and until this moment I didn't know that I needed to, but I really need to own a Yaphet Kotto miniature.
Of course I did.
It's like a Henry Dean Stanton miniature, like the fact that you now own a Henry Dean Stanton
miniature. Yeah, exactly.
Well, but it also means we could play Repo Man.
I have an Emilio Estevez miniature. And
that's why I think this is great, is that Matt can make our brains do this through having just done one playthrough of procedure generating this. We can use this book for so many different things.
Like, I think at their core, and this is not a positive negative, I think there's ultimately two types of miniature gamers. There's miniature gamers who want to play a game and they buy the miniatures for that game. Yep. And there's miniature gamers who like miniatures and they want to find a game to play their miniatures with.
And this is both.
And this is both.
Yeah. And we talked about how a lot like a good run of like assets for something like D&D or an RPG, there are gamers who want a pre-bottled, like one-shot adventure, and there's players who just want the tools to make their own adventures and play in their own sandbox. And I think a good designer does that. They provide you with both so that no matter how you want to approach it, it does that. So
I'm just really satisfied. I'm really satisfied with the game we played. I'm really satisfied with the potential we're looking at games going forward. I'm just really satisfied.
And I think if you bought Matt's game before, if you bought Matt, Ben and Connor's first stab at Don't Look Back, you're like adding this to it just gives you more. Yeah. Like it's not like you got a new edition and you're like, oh, none of my stuff works anymore. No, all your stuff still works. All your tokens still work. All your assets still work. And plus you're getting a whole bunch of additional content. So this is the right way to do it, I think.
100%.
If there's a way to do this kind of stuff. And I would say as far as the 2024 versions of things, even against some industry leaders, this is definitely
just gonna put that one in the win column there.
Yeah. Take notes, Hasbro, is what I would say. So anyway, big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more Don't Look Back in the future. Tell us in the comments what you think we should do. We have a pile of Thing miniatures. We have all the Aliens miniatures. We have so much we could do.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, there's a million things we could fill the table with this. This would have been we did Rangers, but this would have been a great way of doing Last Voyage of the Demeter. Right?
Yeah, I feel like this is a thing we should keep off to the side so that when we want to do like a Grim Dark and then pop into a game, this is the default game.
This is the default game mechanic for almost every Grim Dark thing we want to do. Absolutely. So anyway, there it is. Big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more. Don't Look Back.
It's behind you!
It's behind you. Oh, no. Tap on the shoulder. Until next time, I'm Ash. I'm Poor Gaming.